Jurgen, Michael Edwards had a big impact at the club. His contract expires next summer. Is that something that you want to get resolved and that he stays at the club?
What kind of story is that now? We talk now about the contract of the sporting director, which expires next year. We worked together since 6 years. I don't think I had a different sporting director, but it's not my decision to do these kind of things. So I don't know. You have to ask about these kind of things other people. But open contracts we usually don't discuss, right? So we'll not start that with now sporting director. That's really interesting. I never spoke before about the contract of a sporting director. Yeah, from my point of view, so if it's next year, which I didn't know exactly, then I think about that next year and not now.
Any follow-up, Paul?
No, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we go to Andy Hunter and then to Chris McKenna.
Hi, Jurgen. Just referring back to the Newcastle business, is there a concern that of the reputational damage that is being done to the Premier League by allowing these people in?
You ask me about that?
What could other clubs internally do to Richard Masters, or ask Richard Masters, or get together to put pressure on to? Can you do anything?
Did anything ever happen when I or somebody else said anything in the Premier League? So that you need, obviously, for everything you want to do, whatever direction it's going, you need 14 votes. I can't remember for one thing that it was good for football in general, not only for some clubs which went through. Don't ask me about reputation of the Premier League. You live in this country. You are part of the business as well. If you think there is a damage for the reputation, write it without my saying, please. And if you get in contact with Richard Masters, tell him send him my regards, because I was never in contact with him. Never is not right, maybe once or twice, but he's the only person I think who can explain how it could happen. And in the end, we will see what it will damage or not. It's really not about me to say that. It's about other people.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. And we finish with Chris McKenna to finish this section of the press conference.
Do you think that managers should have more of a say on stuff like that, but also the internationals and their schedules, or because it's obviously an issue and you speak about it a lot, but is nobody at the club taking that representation forward on your behalf?
You've been talking now about different stuff. So if you ask, this is a question if we should have more saying if on a potential takeover.
No, I think it's
as more as well on, say, because the internationals and the TV dates.
Of course, but the problem is now the managers again is maybe not exactly the right. So there are a few managers now in England who work a little bit longer in the club. I think when you are longer in the club, Pep mentioned the 5 subs again at least for the cup competition, or for the Carabao Cup at least. So because it's right, because it would be right to do. But we are the only country who will change only 3 times. Whatever we say, you all accept it. Nobody's worried about it. You just take it. That's how it is. So now we cannot pick the subjects where we want to have a say in. But in the sports part, we are not at all involved. But when you come in a new club, and they are only, let's say Watford, how can they think about more general problems in football than saving their own life in the hot seat there? That's difficult. It's just difficult. So you need to, that's not the managers. There are few managers out there, they have an opinion, they mention it, but nothing changed. So the FIFA came here, showed me the World Cup every 2 years. I said what I had to say to them, that I don't like it. The UEFA came here, showed me the new Champions League thing. I didn't like it, told them, nothing changed. When the UEFA didn't ask anybody for Nations League games, in the summer, obviously, I'm not 100% sure, but I read it only, that England will have four Nations League games, because we don't have a tournament this summer, so the players have no holiday again and play a World Cup in November. So we all know it, we are in it, but nobody speaks about it. You make now maybe one little article about it with my saying, but the pressure on these people needs to come from somewhere else. They are not interested in my opinion. It's not, my opinion is not based on my interest. My opinion is based on the needs in this game. That's it. We will get through that. We always get through that. You have more problems, lesser problems, but you get through it. It's in the long term, not short, but in the long term, we have to change it because you cannot do it. And this is the situation now is already difficult to deal for the players. So, but when they all get their ideas through, with more Champions League games and more often a World Cup, then the next thing will be more often a European competition cup as well. So that's it, because nobody steps aside. England, 2 cup competitions. Whenever we discussed about the need of an extra game in semi-finals or something like this, no, we need that, and all these kind of things. It never went in any kind of direction. So it's a bit, that's frustrating to talk about it because nothing changed. But the problems you know as good as I do. So you write the articles, you have to do that. Then you have to fight as well if you are interested. If you don't care, then don't ask me, because I don't have to talk to people that don't care. So that's just for information about my opinion is clear since years. You know that already, that I'm not fine with some things, but I'm still here, still love what I do, still fight with circumstances, against the circumstances, for the club, all these kind of things. That's how it is. That's all fine. Is it right? No.